Hello everyone. Today is Monday, which means we have a regular DevSync. We had actually the hackathon last weekend. Maybe we can start with those who have participated, and maybe we can share what was happening there. How did it went?
Yeah. So we ended up working on coming up with a project called MetaVault. We'll go into more details over the exact project on the NFT hackathon meeting here on Thursday. But overall, I feel like we did pretty decently. We were able to build a project using some of the partners for the meeting and also using Subspace as well. Overall, Leo was the core developer who did a lot of the main development work. He was working pretty hard, so he was chained to his desk majority of the time of the weekend. I'll let him go into details as far as that goes. Unfortunately, we didn't quite place into a finalist. A lot of good projects that showed up, a lot of new ideas and stuff. So I learned a lot. I feel like we all learned a lot, but didn't quite place as a finalist, unfortunately.
Okay, I hope it
Well,
was
yeah,
fun.
we appreciate. Yeah, it was great that you guys attended. That was really the main idea, was to attend and learn. Appreciate the flexibility of everybody doing that on short notice. And it would have been. It's always nice to place, but it was really more about the experience than anything.
Definitely, and honestly, with how short notice we were, I think we did pretty good. So a lot of those teams looked like they had been game planning for quite a while with some of the projects they made.
Yeah, there were some projects that started 3 months ago. I heard them.
Okay,
yeah, from
who
my
else?
side,
Okay.
from the development experience, I was able to check the current tools, and the stack haven't changed too much for building NFTs in Ethereum and everything. People keep using truffle contracts and Open Zeppelin libraries and all the same things. Also for Polygon and another layer 2 chains that uses NFTs and everything. The main thing that have changes is that actually there are several marketplace and centralized services like OpenSea and everything that are becoming popular and all things, but the stack is really the same that before. There are several new tools and everything, some new frameworks to build smart contracts and everything, but it was really fun actually. I feel updated in all these Ethereum things and everything. It was fun.
Yeah, I can add a little bit on that. I think the progress in tooling was quite significant. A lot of new tools, and the environment is definitely more like developer friendly. There are some tools you can just run a script and you have everything set up, like basic stuff, in 5 minutes. So it saves time significantly. Like if you want to prototype, or if you're like Web2 developer, it's really easy to get started nowadays. Much easier than it used to be like 4 years ago. And yeah, I think we can learn a lot. I saved some of the projects I liked, and I think we can learn from the developer experience they provide and utilize some of the things.
Okay, awesome. Okay, have you guys worked on anything before that you want to share? Like throughout the week?
I can share. Yeah. So on feed validations, I got a response finally from Dan from Parity, and he confirmed the initial authority set, and it's in the chain spec in the node code. And regarding GitHub container registry, So GitHub engineers got in touch with DigitalOcean engineers, and everybody says it's pretty weird, but everybody's working on that, but still no progress. And yeah, I sent them a few more details today, like timestamps of these GitHub container registry pools. And I also tried other images, and none of the image actually work on dev. So yeah, to be continued. I think on our side, what we can do is just move dev environment to New York, so we have all the environments in one location, and could be maybe this will fix our problem. And also, I've been working a little bit on Prometheus integration for Relayer. Yeah, I'm currently working on metrics endpoint for Prometheus. And yeah, there was also update of Kusama runtime, or both Kusama and Polkadot last week, but only Kusama Relayer was affected on our side. So yeah, Nazar mentioned it in Discord, and today I have upgraded our packages versions, and there were some breaking changes, nothing special, just a small update on our side. And yeah, I guess that's it.
Regarding the feeds validation, what's the takeaway from the response there? What are the next steps on our side?
So now I know who are the initial authorities. I might need to convert to play with types a little bit, because I don't think we need everything. There is a vector of authorities on this chain spec, but I don't think we need all the data structures there. So I should think how do we extract only what we need for grant bridge to initialize it, and yeah, we can move from there.
And this is not something that the bridging palettes provided already do?
Yeah, but we need to initialize palette with initial authorities anyway. So we just call the method, but we need to provide initial data.
Okay. Okay, maybe we can have a longer discussion offline about this.
Sure.
But I feel that it seems like it's something that it should already account for. I mean, because it's like a common use case, any bridge is going to need that, right? Like it's going to need to initialize from Genesis.
Right.
Right, you just need to specify the parameters. That's what you're just talking about.
Okay.
Yeah,
But
you need to know who are, like, where it starts basically.
Okay, so it's pretty simple. It should just provide an initial VAC.
Yes.
Okay, great.
Okay, Justin, maybe you. If you have anything.
Yeah, I don't have too much that's ready for this meeting. I am working on a little launcher CLI to help download new binaries for the users, but it's not quite ready. Hackathon took up majority of my time over the past few days.
Okay, Leo.
Yeah, we got a pending update on the library to bump the version to 0.2 as we get the latest release of Subspace updated. So I will be working on that. And previous work was related to adding links and everything, as we discussed in the previous meeting. So after that, no new updates.
Actually, we had this pre-release out for a while. I believe Farmer Network already runs it for a little bit. Let's just make it default, and you can go to Subspace, and just make it full release, like I did the release. To make it non-pre-release, I just regular one. Okay. Ozgan, what's on your side?
Actually, not much. Since Thursday, I was focused on this hackathon since I was not able to spare that much time on the weekend. And today I was rewatching the meetings that I missed on the weekend for the hackathon. That's all.
Okay. Okay, makes sense. Lucian, what happened on your side?
Okay, so since last week, I have been primarily working on the implementation of the bundles execution. To do that, we firstly need to include the inherent extrinsics into the batch of bundles processing, and then we use a custom block builder to build a block and import it to the client directly. So this part is already done and get merged. Now the exact chain is fully driven by the produce bundle and the process bundles. The next step is to build a custom executive palette to collect the intermediate story rules and form an initial version of the execution receipt. Yeah, that's everything on my side.
Okay, seems like a good progress there. On my side, I continued doing a lot of research. I did some experiments and found the kind of one of the core reasons why we had that block production stall. Basically, turned out that when some error happens on the WebSocket connection on RPC side, it doesn't drop the connection itself, just gets stuck in non-working state forever. And that is kind of a known issue. It's probably not going to be fixed because they're replacing the library that provides this RPC server implementation with another one. The pull request is open since May last year, but they are planning to merge it soon. So we'll see when it actually happens, but they just don't want to invest time in the legacy anymore. So we're just waiting. I guess I maybe pushed them a little bit to merge it sooner.
When that one merged, will it be fixed for good?
It will be, yes. Okay. Actually, the problem will not happen in the first place, most likely. I just did some experiments to see if it triggers, and it doesn't trigger that the root problem. It triggers another problem, which is not critical. I also did some relatively minor contributions to the substrate itself. One of them was to update WASM time, which was the reason why we couldn't use the latest nightly. So there's that. I also updated substrate itself in our side to the January 15th snapshot. Actually, I'll probably update it again today or tomorrow, so we can switch back to the latest nightly and stop that mess with fixed version. And also did some refactoring around cleanup of some of the to-dos that we had, just technical debt on the node side. I believe that is about everything. Yeah, that's probably everything. Jeremiah, is there anything you want to share before we stop recording?
Yeah, do we want to give Ivan some time too?
Sure.
Yeah, sure. I guess from the first day till now I was reading the books like Mastering Bitcoin, Mastering Ethereum, almost finished Mastering Ethereum and finished Mastering Bitcoin. Also, I was watching the course related to the substrate. So yeah, also right now I'm building the simple palette, which is basically doing the functionality of the Uniswap v2. So I guess that's all from my side.
Did you find those books useful so far?
As for Mastering Ethereum, yes, it's a good compilation. I didn't encounter this compilation of these facts like in one place. So yeah, I did actually clear up some things there. So I'm not so sure for the Bitcoin. I mean, I knew like some of the quirks, but some of the things just seem to kind of too old. Yeah, something like that.
Probably a little bit too simple comparing to what we're trying to do.
Yeah.
Well, the first gen.
True.
Okay, back to you, Jeremiah.
Cool. Thanks, Nazar. Yeah, I just wanted to say again, thanks everybody who participated in the hackathon, especially the short notice with that. It sounds like you guys had fun, so I'm glad to hear that. And I'm really looking forward to the presentation that you guys will be giving later in the week. Anyone who did participate in the hackathon, you guys are welcome to take today and tomorrow off, since you guys were working quite a bit over the last few days. You don't need to attend any meetings or anything like that. Just you know, let the rest of us know that you'll be out, but that's totally fine. Take some time off. There will be a couple of Metaverse presentations this week, so that's been a big part of what I've been working on, is trying to codify, nail down our go-to-market. So there's going to be 3 meetings associated with that this week, which are mandatory for everyone on the team. We've tried to schedule them as early as possible in the morning, so it works best for people that are overseas. So one of those will be on Wednesday morning. We'll be doing the follow-up presentations for the people that didn't get to present last time on the gaming and Metaverse apps. That should just be a 1-hour meeting. On Thursday, Justin, Skylar, Leo, whoever else is going to be presenting on what they learned at NFT Hack and showing us MetaVault, which I'm really excited to see. There's going to be a lot of time for discussion there as well. And then Friday at the all hands meeting, which is currently scheduled for an hour, but I'm going to extend it out to be 2 hours. We're going to have a more detailed discussion about Subspace meta services and specifically what Subspace is going to be doing. I'll try to share some materials on that beforehand. Okay. Other than that, Nazar and I have been having a lot of discussions about the hiring and the organizational plan that we're going to be moving towards. And there's going to be a new meeting schedule associated with that. So we're trying to get a good skeleton for that by the end of this week, but just be expecting a lot of changes in terms of the meeting schedule and kind of the way that we operate as we go from, you know, a 6-person to a 15 or 18-person dev team. The same processes we have right now aren't going to scale exactly. We'll be trying to get y'all's feedback on that along the way as we go. And then following that, probably next week, we're going to start focusing really heavily on defining the roadmap for the next 2 years, roughly, but with a lot of detail over the next 2 quarters, but trying to figure out long-term what the total roadmap for Subspace is going to be and how this hiring plan is going to help us achieve that in the long term. Okay, just some specific feedback for people. Just like I had mentioned before, Serge and Leo, I'd like you guys to still keep working on these NFT developer experience presentations. Hopefully we'll be able to give those next week. We'll be able to set aside some time for everybody. So Leo, again, that's going to be on the Ethereum Solidity NFT developer experience, and then Serge, that's going to be for you within Polkadot State Mine to start with the developer experiences there. Yvonne, let's try to set a meeting for later this week to do another onboarding sync so we can go through what you've been learning. And I think that's about it that I had, unless anybody has any questions for me.
Oh, okay. Thanks everyone for watching, and we will see you a bit later in the week.